South Korea currently has 59 operating roller coasters. Their breadth and depth is impressive. They have some exciting looping coasters, arguably the best Intamin pre-fabricated wood coaster in T-Express, and the world's only Intamin AquaTrax in Atlantis Adventure. I was fortunate enough to ride most of this country's major coasters, so in this video, I will rank the top 15 roller coasters in South Korea. Before starting the countdown, I want to note this list will include 2 honorable mentions for clones I have experienced elsewhere. I just won't give them a formal spot because it's possible they run differently, whether it be smoother or faster. Then there are some coasters I cannot rank entirely. I have not been on any of the country's alpine coasters. These likely could have grabbed one of the lower spots on the list. When I visited Seoulland, Columbia Double Loop was closed, which is unfortunate because those vertical loops looked very intense. Then I did not make it to Legoland Korea for their mock spinning coaster, Masters of Spinjitzu. I love this model, so it probably would have slid into the top 10. Number 15, Mysterious Cookie Train at Lotte World Busan. This is a junior coaster from Preston and Barbieri, but it has some quirks that make it interesting. The 2 helixes offer some positive Gs. Then you darn near stall out entering the second one, so you get some crazy lateral hang time here. Number 14, Black Hole 2000 at Seoulland. This is a Senyo Kogyo looping coaster. It's a long ride, but it is on the tamer side. The drops are very shallow, but the final few have a smidge of airtime in the front at least. Then this ride has 2 inversions, back-to-back corkscrews, but they are light on power and worse, on the rougher side. Speaking of which, watch out for the back row of each car. There is very little legroom there. Number 13, Erky and Timmy's Racing Coaster at Everland. This is a Vekoma Junior coaster, but this one has a unique layout on a hill, and most interestingly, the train travels backwards. This makes the ride a lot more enjoyable than it otherwise would. The dips sneak up on you, then the turns and helixes offer some positive Gs, which are definitely more disorienting than usual in reverse. Number 12, Valkyrie at Jeongju World. This is a Gerstlauer family coaster. It is similar to their family boomerang layout, except here the 2 spikes are connected. This allows the train to complete 2 laps forwards and 1 backwards lap, so it ends up having a good duration. The drops offer a light tummy tickle if you're towards the back, then the low turns offer some Gs and light whip, particularly in reverse when you cannot see them coming. Number 11, Rolling X Train at Everland. This classic Arrow Looper has a nearly identical layout to Python at Efteling, or Carolina Cyclone at Carowinds. The first drop is great in the back row. It offers a sharp and strong ejector pop. Then the 2 vertical loops are intense with their grey out inducing power. Then the ride charges through 2 quick corkscrews and a solid final helix. I just wish this ride had better restraints. It features very bulky over-the-shoulder restraints. They are well cushioned, but you'll still hit your head on any directional change. Number 10, Camelback at eWorld. This is a big jet coaster from Maisho. Make sure to ride in the back, because the first drop is a shockingly good ejector pop as you're yanked downwards. The other large hills don't do too much, but the final few bunny hills offer weak floater on the ends of the train. The ride is decently smooth overall, except for the helix. Brace yourself for this. The entry is jarring, then the train jitters throughout it, all while you're getting some sustained laterals. Up next is the first honorable mention with Draken at Legoland Korea. This exact layout can be found at other Legolands worldwide, specifically the New York, Germany, and Asian locations. Per usual, the experience starts with a lovely dark ride. I love the stylized figures and busy scenes. Then you head outdoors for a deceptively forceful layout. The low turns and helixes offer sneaky good positive Gs, so much so that it can often start to gray out. Number 9, Giant Splash at Lotte World Busan. This is a mock power splash. The initial pass is tame, but I like everything after that. The final 2 launches are punchy, particularly the backwards one that folds you over the restraint. Then the 2 vertical spikes both offer loads of weightlessness. The bunny hill in between has nice airtime at full speed, then the attraction culminates in a final splash that is colossal and soaking. Number 8. Comet Express at Lotte World Seoul. This is a weird indoor spinning coaster from Intamin. The ride barely changes elevation, but it has good pacing because there are a series of booster tires that continuously push you through the layout. What really makes this ride memorable though is the spin. Once this ride gets going, it may have the fastest spinning I've experienced on a coaster, and it is ultra disorienting in that darkened environment. Number 7. French Revolution at Lotte World Seoul. This is a cool looping coaster from Vekoma. I love how the layout travels over multiple rides and pathways. The visuals are excellent. The first half is a bit slow, but the second half is wonderfully wild. There's an ejector airtime filled drop, a forceful vertical loop around a bridge, and a powerful final helix. A few of the transitions are jolty, but I am tall enough to avoid any headbanging. Smaller riders will not be as lucky. Up next is another honorable mention with Thunderbolt at Robotland. This is a Zamperla Thunderbolt. It is a clone of the one found at Coney Island. I know this ride is polarizing for its comfort. Are the restraints tight? Yes, but I don't find them painful, and the forces are strong enough to overcome them. Then the one at Coney Island is quite shaky, but I've heard that Zamperla improved the track work in later versions. If that is the case, that is a major win, because the layout is great. The inversions have nice hang time, and the ride is chock full of ejector airtime, particularly on that return run. Number 6. Draken at Jeongju World. This B&M dive machine is the country's tallest and fastest roller coaster. It is nearly identical to Griffin at Busch Gardens Williamsburg, just with narrower trains. The vertical drop at the start is fantastic with the theatric hold and plentiful floater airtime. Then the subsequent Immelman offers strong positive Gs, and if you like those two elements, you're in luck, because the second half is another nice vertical drop in Immelman. Then, there are 2 fun bunny humps at the end as well. Number 5. Giant Digger at Lotte World Busan. This mock launch coaster is one of several Blue Fire clones worldwide. The LSM launch at the start is okay power. Then the layout has some decent airtime hills and 4 great inversions. All of them lift you out of your seat. I particularly like that final barrel roll, which offers loads of hang time, although it is worth noting this element was reprofiled to be less violent than the earlier clones. Along with the well-rounded layout, the low points are plussed with some mining theming. Number 4. Phaethon at Jeongju World. This is a B&M invert. This is one of the longest ones not to feature a mid-course. I really like this ride's flow and sequencing. The first half has the same elements as Raptor at Cedar Point. The inversions are not as whippy, but they still have respectable power. Then the second half feels like Silver Bullet, complete with 2 solid corkscrews and 2 forceful helixes. My legs were definitely tingling by the end. Number 3. Atlantis Adventure at Lotte World Seoul. The world's only Intamin AquaTrax combines elements of multiple different rides. The LSM launch at the start is punchy. Then there are a few ejector hills and tight turns like a blitz coaster. And since you're in straddle style seating, those forces feel even more intense and unhinged. Then the ride weaves its way around and through a beautiful mountain, complete with a dark ride scene. And of course, parts of this ride travel over the water like a flume. While this coaster cannot match the intensity or non-stop pacing of the rides higher in this list, it is pure fun and oh so unique. Number 2. Skull and Haughty at Jeongju World. This RMC Raptor is intense. While it's the same layout as Stunt Pilot at Silverwood or Fire Runner at Lost Island, this one runs closer in speed to the 2 original Raptors. You haul through the layout cartoonishly quick. The largest drops have very abrupt and super strong ejector airtime and back. Then the inversions and turns throw in some hang time, laterals, and positive Gs for variety. This coaster is definitely on the shorter side, but it is a relentless rush. And coming in at number 1 is T-Express at Everland. This is South Korea's only wood coaster, but it happens to be one of the world's best wood coasters. This Intamin Pre-Fab has a start reminiscent of El Toro. There's a gut-wrenching drop and a giant camelback, both of which have spectacular ejector airtime. Then there are some aggressive speed turns with intense Gs. These feel out of control. The coaster then heads into the second half, which is a near clone of Balder. You have a repetitive series of bunny hills with even more sustained ejector. The turns are gentle, but everything else works. The sheer quantity of airtime is matched by very few rides. If you want more in-depth thoughts about T-Express, or any of the top 5, I have separate reviews already published to the channel. And in the future, I will probably make some others for the rides lower in this list as well. Those are my 15 favorite roller coasters in South Korea. Was your top coaster in the country? And if you haven't been, was your most anticipated coaster? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this countdown, I would appreciate it if you gave this video a like, and you consider subscribing, because there'll be a lot more roller coaster and amusement park videos here at Canopy Coaster. Thanks for watching.